Hello, beautiful sacred feminines. Thank you for joining me again. I This is kind of part two of the last video that I did. It's some exciting realizations that came through and awarenesses with this powerful full moon in Libra that we just had, and it is April right now. So the moon was on April 6th. So whenever you're coming to this, I don't know, but just so you know which one I'm talking about. Yeah, really powerful stuff coming through, and some of it was intense and hard. I felt great up until the full moon. The day after, or maybe it was the day of, was just like, it was the day after, just intense, and like some anger coming through and frustration, and just like, ugh, really clearing some stuff. So I talked about that clearing a little bit more in the last video, so I won't get into it again here, just repeating myself. But if you want to check out that video, feel free. But what was coming through for me, another big realization was poo-pooing on the 3D reality. I recognize that I do this for myself, and there's kind of this I don't know if I want to say disconnect, but there's kind of a duality within myself, like loving this beautiful world and Mother Earth and all the gorgeous nature here, but really also bummed out about a lot of things that happen in this 3D world. So, and part of what I was recognizing in the last video was the need to honor the polarity of our experience with our ancestors and the inherited trauma, yet also the inherited beauty that we've gotten from our ancestors. So this is kind of along the same lines, and it's not surprising with the Libra full moon, which is about balance and harmony and union and relationship, equality, so I can't poo-poo on the 3D world and yet still try to manifest my reality. And when I'm putting out this negative energy towards it, I need to embrace all of it. I need to embrace all of it. It's all here, and to not be in judgment or criticism about it, and just recognize, like, this is part of humanity's evolution in our path right now. And normally I'm very good at recognizing that and honoring the shadow and the light, but at a bigger global scale, I recognize, like, I've got some judgment and criticism, and that is not serving me. That energy does not serve me at all. So I just need to recognize, I don't have to embrace it like, oh, I just love the war and poverty, but just to not create so much duality within myself, and discord and disharmony. Is that a word? Disharmony? An imbalance, just recognizing that it all arises together. We're made of shadow and light. There's so much beauty to humanity, so much beauty. I mean, we can see it all over the place, especially if that's what you choose to see, which is what I choose to see. This is what I choose to fill my social media feeds with. It's the choices I make to be around beautiful, supportive, loving, high vibe experiences and people. We get to create that for ourselves. So there's beauty everywhere. And I just need to, honor that and recognize that the other is part of it as well. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. And that it's creating a tension within myself when I'm trying to manifest and create my reality in this 3D world, when I'm poo-pooing on the 3D world. So that helicopter right there is part of the 3D world. I'm near the Grand Canyon right now, and there's tours, the helicopter tours that go over the Grand Canyon. So they go over in the mornings. It just got really clear to me. I'm always like working with bringing the 5D in more and aligning more with those higher energies and higher consciousness. But we are in the 3D. We are human beings. We're in a physical body. We're living in a physical world. So I can't have that. There's a word I'm looking for, and it's not coming to me right now. But that it's like a psychotic, break. It's just like, how can I fully embrace living in this world when part of me is shunning this world? So that just isn't, it's just not going to work. So it just got really clear to me that in order to really rock out my experience of this 3D world to the best of my ability, I'm going to need to embrace it a lot more fully and quit with the judgment and criticism, you know? So, so I just wanted to bring that into this discussion, or, you know, bring that forward and see, like, how does that resonate with you? You know, what part of your reality are you poo-pooing on or being really judgmental or critical of that's making it challenging to have more control over that, you know, and to manifest in a healthier, more successful way, you know? Um, yeah, it's just, yeah, there's so much. It's where attention goes, energy flows. You know, if we focus on the negative so much, which is also what I was talking about in the last video, if we focus too much on the negative aspects of this 3D world, that's what we're going to create for ourselves, and that's what we're going to see. And that's, but also if we focus too much on the positive, I think that's not, there's a fine line there. It's like focusing on the positive and being in that energy, but also recognizing that we have the shadow. We have shadow, and we need to learn to integrate that more into our experience, you know, and not be so judgmental and critical of it. And that's what, you know, I will take this to some sexuality stuff that I've been working with, and this shadow, embracing my shadow, that, you know, from what I've understood that helped me work with the shadow a lot better, is shadow side of ourselves is parts of ourselves that have been judged and criticized and shunned and shamed, so we hide them. That's why they're in the shadow. We're just like, oh, okay, we've been told those aren't good, so it's gonna, don't look at that. And then we feel bad about those parts of ourselves, which really, there's nothing wrong with those parts of ourselves. They're part of us, and sexuality is a really big piece of that for us. You know, we've been told that, we get so many confusing messages, but a lot of it is sinful, it's shameful, it's bad, your desires are bad, and your body is bad. So we just, you know, hide that part of ourselves and really disconnect from it. And I talked in a video a few videos ago. It's called "Let's Talk About Sex and the Wounded Feminine." I was talking about some of the shame that I've experienced about some of the ways that my energy, my sexual energy works, which is like wanting to be with a variety of partners, you know, experience different energies, and monogamy has not necessarily been a big thing for me. And there's like shame around that because we're told that's the ideal and that's what we're supposed to want, just as one partner that's going to totally satisfy us and fulfill us. And, you know, and if you don't want that, then there's something wrong with you and you're not able to commit and you have a fear of intimacy, you know. So I've like really taken that on and looked at it and just like, is that true? Do I have a fear of intimacy? And, you know, is there something wrong with me and I just can't commit? And it's like, the older I've gotten, it's like, no, actually, no. I don't have a fear of commitment, and I don't have a fear of intimacy. You know, I just enjoy a variety of energies and love the newness and the freshness of it and experiencing new things. So, no. So then, to bring this back to what we're talking about here, I was looking at, again, kind of that shame of, hold on, it was just there. Okay, like sharing my energy, my sexual, sensual energy, like to get my needs met. Because I used to do escorting, so that was, you know, obviously there was an exchange there. And then, so I was kind of looking at that yesterday, and you know, going into shame around that, like how I was utilizing my sexual energy to get what I needed. And then I was just like, you know what? I just had this awareness. I'm like, no, actually, I was told by society that what I was doing was wrong. So I took that on. You know, what if we were in a society where there's nothing wrong with sharing your sexual energy with another person, and there being an energetic exchange with resources being exchanged because you're sharing a part of yourself. And just because I enjoyed doing that, and it, you know, it was a win-win for everybody. So, but I recognized how I'd taken that on, and there was a good breakthrough with that yesterday. I was just like, actually, no, it was only because I was told that what I was doing was wrong, you know? but it wasn't. So going back to the shadow, like that was part of my shadow self that I was able to bring forward and integrate and embrace and recognize. And now I see that as just part of my own energy and part of my path and part of, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. So that's, the shadow, one way to work with that, exploring what we have decided or what we've taken on as bad or wrong or not good aspects of ourselves, to really dig into that. And where did that come from? Where did those beliefs come from? Where did that conditioning come from? So kind of got in a roundabout here. We were started off with society. I guess this is thanks for bearing with me as I just kind of like go all over the place right now. Venus just moved into Gemini, so she's like kind of woo in the air element and communicative. So really, again, I guess just embracing all of the parts of not only ourselves, but of society, and what we're working through. Because when we put out that judgment and criticism, that creates the duality, that creates the tension, when we're so busy wrapped up in like judging other things and go, oh, that's so bad. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, that's so bad. Then we're pitted against it, which actually doesn't serve us at all. So, and again, not like love and light, I just love war. No, that's not it. But if you put a lot of energy into being really against it, that's just really sucking your life force, like watching the news and just getting really invested in what's going on out there. And it's just not going to serve you. So, bring it back and working on ourselves and just trying to be in more of a place of harmony within ourselves. And that's going to spread out and raise the vibration of the collective and of the planet and of yourself, of course. But really recognizing that humanity is all these things, and that's just what it is. And right now we are elevating, our consciousness is rising, and we're getting into a lot more higher vibe frequencies. But I just really cautious us against like getting that upset about stuff that's going on, because it is not a healthy energy to be taking in. Our bodies really like get stressed out with that, and our minds get stressed out with that, and it creates our field gets stressed out with that, and it's just not pleasant. It really whacks us out. So kind of releasing the judgment, releasing the criticism, releasing the blame, which is something I worked with the patriarchy. It's kind of, again, that victim consciousness of the wounded feminine, just like blaming the patriarchy for whatever and everything, blaming the government for everything, like that just... It just doesn't serve, because we actually helped create all of these systems that are in play. We've very much created them by our own actions or inactions, so it all arises together. This is one huge thing. This is one unit. So what we can do to change the unit into something we want it to be is to change ourselves, change our energy frequency. If we are each doing this work for ourselves, it's going to change the collective. But blaming and shaming and anger and judgment and criticism out there is only, it's not taking responsibility for where we are at and what we are doing ourselves. And it's only perpetuating that negative, toxic, fear-based energy. And yeah, it's not supportive. It's not supporting where we're trying to go right now. So where we are going right now. So I just really had that coming through as I was poo-pooing the 3D world and like, oh, this, wish it was different, and I'm frustrated with this and blah, blah, blah. It's just like, that's not serving me. So it just came through loud and clear, like, those energies are not supportive for me. And I just need to take that energy and focus it, harness it, to utilize it for something that's a lot more beneficial for myself, So I just want to bring that to the table, and you can explore for yourself, like, where are you judgmental or critical of the 3D world that is really getting in the way of you having an amazing experience in this 3D world. We create our own reality, and if we're focused on the negative, that's what we're going to get. That's just it. You know, people that watch the news all the time, that's filling your reality. Like, that's really what it is. You turn that off, it's not there anymore. It's really that simple. I don't watch the news, you know. I was just at my aunt and uncle's house, where they have the news on every night, every night, every night. I was just blown away how many different murders and crazy things they want to focus on, and weird trials and government stuff, and just so much negativity, and it's just filling the field constantly, constantly, constantly. I was just like, wow, I choose to fill my field with conscious programming. If I'm going to watch TV, it's I watch Gaia, which is like, you know, really uplifting and nourishing and educational. And you know, my Instagram feeds are filled with positivity. You know what, we get to make that decision. It's really that simple, you know. It is. It is. So anyway, where are you focusing on the negative in any of your experience, and where can you maybe shift that focus and you know, yeah, get more conscious of that, and also just to recognize that it's all part of it, you know, and judging and shaming and criticizing isn't supporting it at all. Just like recognize it, honor it, and go, yes, okay, there's that, and I'm gonna work on myself to be in a higher vibe frequency. So yeah, and I offer a lot of healing sessions to support this process for us, clearing out that judgment and criticism, those low vibe frequencies, so we can really open to these higher frequencies that are flooding the planet right now. When we're stuck in this, until we really do the energy work to clear it out, you know, being in our head about it, mental and like awareness and knowledge isn't really enough. We need to get into our bodies, into our the energy in our minds. Those patterns are energy patterns that are just spinning. We need to clear that out, and energy healing and sound healing is super powerful for this, and clearing the trauma and the low vibe limiting belief systems and unhealthy emotional patterns that are stuck in our bodies. You know, the energy and sound healing clears that out too. And from our field, you know, we're little antennas and we're magnetizing. When it's all in our field, that's what we're calling in, and that's what we're surrounded with. So clearing it out again is just super powerful. So yeah, when you're ready to start working at this at that level, you know, contact me, reach out. All the links are below here, and let's get this going for you. And there's just, yeah, and so many different practices you can do to start really working with your energy body as well. Breathwork's a really powerful one. There's a lot. Sound is amazing for this. So and another plug for my 6-week program that's coming up, when you're really ready to deep dive into all of these unhealthy patterns that we've inherited from our from the collective, from our ancestors, from generations past. So much trauma and grief, you know, unconscious grief that's running amok and causing so much havoc in our personal relationships, in the way we our self-esteem, how we feel valued or don't feel valued, disease in the body, our physical ailments that just can't get beyond. Like, where is this coming from? You know, a lot of mysterious ailments in the body, and it's emotional stuff that's trapped in there. So clearing that out, working with that. Yeah, there's just, it's a very powerful program, very powerful, working with healing our ancestors, healing ourselves, and doing a lot of ritual to get personalized and to get very clear on what our energies are, what are our traumas and our limiting belief systems that we're carrying that we need to clear out, and then which ones do we want to adopt, which new frequencies do we want to align with. You know, it's not enough to just clear out the negative. Now we've got to align with more positive. So there's a lot of tools and understanding. We have an energy healing session every week to clear out the energy. By the time you're done with this, you're going to have a whole new energy body, whole new everything. It's super powerful. A lot of writing exploration to get really in there, really get in there. And what is underneath all of this? You know, what's underneath the inherited trauma, the unconscious grief? You know, what's down there, and what can we open up to when we clear that out? You know, who are we underneath all of this stuff? You know, and that's this time that we're in right now. We're getting underneath it. It's time to be done with it. And so many of us recognize it. If you're here watching this, like, this is you. You know, we're here for something important. We're here to clear this energy. And that's what this is all about. So helping us to level up. But this is gonna like really supercharge it. It's way beyond like reading a self-help book or affirmations, or those are all great things, but we have to get into the body. We have to get into the energy of it. It is energy. We are made of energy. All of these patterns are energy. And until we clear that out, we're just gonna stay stuck in it. We can't just use our minds to think our way out of it. If we could, we'd be done, right? We'd be out of it, right? I mean, shoot, I can just like recognize it. Oh, okay, I need to change that. I don't like that. It's time to move out of that. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. No, we need to get really into this. So this program's really powerful for that. And yeah, and I've got new moon and full moon events to also go into this and work with this energy and really clear it and just open to the new frequencies that are coming in, and to the frequencies you want to align with. What is your truth? What is your passion? What is your purpose? We're each these unique, amazing individual energies. We're all part of this whole, but we're each here to shine our light bright. What is our individual, unique, beautiful light, underneath all this stuff? We're going to get in there and help you to just really like rock that out. So check out website, all the things, like, comment, subscribe, hit the little notification bell, and I look forward to connecting with you more. And I'd love to hear your comments and how this is all what this is stirring up for you. So yeah, writing is always really powerful. If anything here spoke to you, get out your journal and write about it and help it to move through. So much more happens when we write. Again, just thinking about it is different when we write. It gets into this new a deeper into our conscious, our unconscious, our subconscious, to really move some things out, and we get amazing wisdom when we write. So highly recommend it anytime you're inspired by something or feel moved, to write about it. So that's a powerful tool that I use a lot and is a part of all my programs, and it's amazing. So if you feel called to journal on whatever this has brought up for you. So thank you for being here. I'm so thrilled that we get to do this together, and that we're waking up so beautifully. It's a powerful time on the planet right now, and thanks for joining me, and I look forward to further connections with you. Bye all.